Hello everyone, my name is Reed and welcome to Storytime. Today we are going to be reading some I Don't Work Here Lady stories, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. How long have you worked here, dear? I've loved reading all of your stories, so I decided to share my personal story that fortunately happens to be sweeter than most on here. On mobile, so I apologize for any format problems. The year was 2011, and I was working at a Chick-fil-A in my hometown. One day, I wanted to look for a particular game at GameStop before my evening shift, so I put on that maroon polo and slacks combo and left my house early. It was a Saturday and fairly busy as I tore through the used section for my RPG of choice. However, not finding what I wanted, I wound up just stepping back and people watched for a while to kill the time. Enter old lady, maybe around 60 years old. She walked straight up to the Wii section with a piece of paper in her hand, but in less than a minute seemed to grow concerned as she looked at her paper, then the shelves, and back to the paper. A quick glance around revealed that both workers in view were busy, so I stepped forward to offer my help. Stepping just inside the edge of her vision, me. Hello, can I help you, ma'am? Old lady flinches for a moment before recovering. Oh, yes, I can't seem to figure out which ones I should get. It turns out that she was confused by the different Just Dance games that were available, and I was happy to inform her that the only true difference was the selection of songs available. She picked the newest game, because why not, and asked if I had any suggestions for games to give a then 8-year-old, for which I'm fairly certain I pointed to the Mario Galaxy games. We chatted for a minute about her family, old lady smiling now that she was through that minor ordeal. As she turned to go to the register, she said, "Thank you for helping me. So, how long have you worked here, dear?" I tilted my head in confusion before recalling that I was wearing what could be seen as work casual clothes. I don't work here, ma'am. I pointed to the Chick-fil-A logo on my sleeve to emphasize my point. Oh, blink. Oh, I'm so sorry I took up your time. Thank you again. She gave me that shoulder squeeze that only sweet old ladies can before placing herself in line. I didn't get what I wanted, but I wound up getting what I needed. A pleasant moment to get me through yet another monotonous shift of fast food fun. Thanks for reading. We starting off right here in Storytime with the sweet stories. Heck yeah. Aren't Chick-fil-A employees just the best? This proves it hands down. First post here, but I never thought I'd have to since Karens are uncommon in our poor country. This was just a few hours ago, but it didn't happen to me, but I was where it did happen. There's a small supermarket I pass by on my daily commute. It's a small 2-cashier lane, higher-priced store that's located right beside a rich gated community. Anyways, I frequent this store just to get their imported sodas that aren't commonly found elsewhere. It was a slow day and there were 2 people in front of me in the payout while the other lane was closed. Understandable as there were only 3 paying customers. Here enters the cast. Me, Mr. Erudius, PG, poor guy, Karen, Karenopithecus Karensis, and SC, store clerk. Here I was just waiting for my turn and looking out the window when I look back. A Karen had somehow teleported beside me as if to take my spot. I look at her directly and step back in line as the guy before me moves. I was now second in line with only 2 bottles to buy, but I hear an irritated huffing noise. Poor guy walks by wearing an electrician's overalls colored orange and gray. All the store employees wore black pants and a white shirt and a black apron. The Karen grabs his arm and complains. Karen, why are you people not opening the other cashier? It's a big line and you're making us wait. She spoke English, but we're in Asia. Everybody here speaks English fine, but it's kinda snobbish in a casual setting. Poor guy. Sorry, ma'am, but I'm also just a customer. Oh, sorry. She sounded sincere. Poor guy bows his head twice and walks away to get stuff. Meanwhile, she looks back irritated and finds store clerk to question. Hey, why is there only 1 lane open? We're waiting here, and besides, points with her lips to poor guy. Why do you let people like that in here? I turn back as I hear this. The store clerk, with dead eyes as if having to put up with this regularly, speaks in a solid and clear monotone. Ma'am, we don't discriminate against selling to less fortunate people here. Everybody stops for a bit and I stifle a laugh. I turn around to see the second lane open up, start paying for my 2 bottles, but I hear the Karen place her thing sheepishly behind me. I turn around and give her a deadpan look. I take my stuff with a chuckle and walk out. Kudos to you, store clerk. I originally thought poor guy meant maybe he was actually poor and a guy. And then when I realized he was the victim of Karen, I was like, oh yeah, poor guy. Yeah, so sorry for him. And then it ends with him being an actual poor guy? Huh. Go get the vacuums yourself. On mobile, and not a totally crazy story, but I wanted to share anyways. So technically I do work here, but I had just clocked out. I work at a department store and had been in since 6 a.m. putting things on clearance. I was doing a little after-work shopping because now I know all the good clearance items are. And had put on my coat and taken off my lanyard. My work doesn't have a uniform. The lanyard we wear is the only signifier that we work there. I'm turned around, fiddling with my basket near the back of the store when a customer comes up to me. Customer, excuse me, where are the vacuums? Me, looking around because who would she be talking to, makes eye contact. Oh, I have no idea, which is true. I think somewhere over there, and points. Okay, but where? Can't you just take me there? I think it's along the aisle, but I'm sure if you walk that way you'll find yourself an associate. Customer stares for a minute. Oh, you don't work here. Yeah, sorry about that. And then I hightailed it in a different direction. I know I wouldn't have gotten in trouble for not helping when I was off the clock. Management really enforces that you don't, but the thought that she might say something if I did run into an employee that I knew made me feel a little nervous. I think I've read way too many stories on here about all the crazies, and I was ready for the worst. Thanks for reading. Man, OP's out here lying to customers. Oh, you don't work here? Yeah, sorry about that. Come on, you lying. But I would have done the same thing. Lady got ticked I didn't help her and spills my coffee all over me. So this was like 2 years ago. I was at the grocery in the water aisle picking a bottle of soda for a party later when I noticed an older man struggling with a gallon of water. I offered to help him put the water jug into his cart. I asked if he needed help lifting it when he got to his car, but declined and said his son and his wife were in another aisle. He thanked me and left, so I went back to the soda deciding which one to get. Once my back is turned, I hear it. Those dreaded words you never want to hear when you just want to pick up one thing and leave. Karen, excuse me. I turn around and I see her. Typical Karen. Fake tan skin, obnoxiously large sunglasses, wearing a neon pink 2 sizes too small t-shirt, jean, short shorts, and flip-flops. Me? Yes? Now that you're finally done with that old man, you can pick up this water, pointing at a 36-bottle package of water, and carry it to the front with me. Her cart was packed full of different foods. The bottom of it also had stuff on it. I'm sorry, but I don't work here, but I can get an employee to help. I was wearing a plain t-shirt and shorts. Nothing that indicated I worked there. She looks me over. I don't care if it's your day off or whatever. You will lift my water and you will come with me to the front. No, I won't. If that's the attitude you're gonna have when asking for help, you can do it yourself. I turn around, grab a Mountain Dude, and walk away. I ignored her and kept walking. I was about to head to the checkout when I saw they had a Buck Star next to it. I ordered an iced coffee without a lid or a straw because I wanted to try to save the environment. Lol. I get to the self-service and just wait in line. When it's my turn to scan, I hear a familiar voice right behind me. That's him! I turn around and I see her again with a confused manager in tow. This is the one who refused to help me. Confused manager points to me. Him? She said with glee. That's him. Ma'am, he doesn't work here. Karen interrupts him. Yes, he does. Her every word dripping with venom. And oh look, he's drinking coffee instead of helping me. I just glared at her and said nothing. Put down that coffee and help me with my groceries. She slapped the coffee out of my hand, which caused it to spill all over me before it hit the floor. The freak? The manager, becoming less confused, and turns to me. Sir, do you want me to call the police? I'm wiping my shirt. No, I just want her gone. Now, he's no longer the confused manager, he's the resolute manager. You heard him, ma'am. Karen stumbling. But... You have 2 options. You can either leave willingly or I'll call the police and they'll drag you out in handcuffs. Karen turns and spits at me. Jerk! She storms right out the front door with none of her stuff. I clean up in the bathroom and they even give me 2 bottles of soda for free. The sad part of all of this was I would have helped her if she just minded her manners. OP, you should have took the manager up on his offer to call the police. That would have been legendary. A uniform is a uniform, I guess. So I've served my time in retail, a whole 5 years of it, and I'm used to people assuming I work in just about every store I venture into since I walk with purpose and generally know where I'm going. I detest shopping, so faster is better. Now, in contrast to my normal boring I don't work here lady interactions, I did have one fun experience. At the time, I worked at a large electronics retail store known for their blue polos and squad of generally barely qualified tech support people. I was on my lunch break and decided that I was going to be healthy that day and made my way across the street to Trader Joe's, which is a more local/healthy/organic or whatever grocery store. Now, the uniform at Trader Joe's is generally whatever the employee wants that they can throw a Hawaiian shirt on top of. I have never seen a formal uniform besides being vaguely Hawaiian/beach themed. I'm checking out the salads when I hear behind me in a slightly ruder than I'd like tone, "Excuse me." I turn around, assuming I'm in someone's way. Oh, sorry about that. I'm greeted with a full Karen. I want to speak to somebody's manager haircut, giant sunglasses, fake tan, upturned nose with similarly upturned sense of entitlement. Karen, impatiently. "Can you show me where product X is?" No? "Well, why not?" I stared directly at the bright yellow logo for my store on my chest for a full 30 seconds, which I then gesture to. Because I don't want to?" "Well, that's not very helpful." With venom, "I should like to speak to your manager." I mean, okay, but he's going to be across the street. I point at my store in the phone section. I don't think he's really going to care if I helped you here. Karen, glaring at me critically, deciding her next move. I really want you to think here. When was the last time you've walked into this store and seen an employee wearing a blue polo? In fact, find me a single other person here dressed like me. Karen, realizing her mistake, shoves her cart past me and continues her shopping. Sorry it's not the most exciting story, but I'll be sure to let y'all know if I get something better. OP, don't doubt your stories. It was exciting. There was a wild Karen. We all had a fun time. Rude lady at the eye surgeon office got all ticked off at me. This happened Monday. I have cataracts and glaucoma and had appointment to measure my eyes for corrective surgeries. The office staff wear green polo shirts with the office name on it, khaki pants, and black sweaters. I'm wearing gray yoga pants, blue Uggs boots, turquoise thermal shirt, and a black polar fleece jacket, and a knitted beaded cap on my head. I always arrive 15 to 30 minutes early for my appointments. They gave me additional paperwork to fill out, so I was sitting on the sofa, minding my own business, filling the health form out, having to look up what my prescription and dosage was, when this older woman came up and stood there staring at me. I looked at her over the top of my glasses and asked if I could help her. She demanded that I go get behind my computer and get her signed in. Nah, my computer isn't here at this office, but about 20 minutes down the road at my husband's business office. Really don't think it would help her at all, but I was raised to be polite to my elders, and I am in my 60s. I'm sorry, I don't work here. I got up and turned in my paperwork and sat back down. She followed me up to the desk, demanded to speak to the officer manager by George. About that time, I get called back for my appointment. After 35 to 45 minutes, mapping eyes takes a while and setting up a surgery appointment even longer, I am escorted to the front and this older woman is still complaining about me. She points at me to the office manager. Her! The office manager told her that I don't work there and she needs to wait in line to get signed in. Then the manager takes my paperwork and sets up my 2 post-op appointments. I can hear that old woman complaining that I'm probably taking her dates. Office manager just shakes her head. Told her no big deal, smiled at the old woman, and told her to have a nice day. Come on, office manager, you know that was way too polite than that lady deserved, but props to you for being able to hold it together and do what you gotta do. Alright everyone, that's all the stories we have for today. If you liked what you heard, subscribe for more content like this daily. Thanks so much for listening and have an amazing day.